we're gonna talk the best GoPro for vlogging. Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time visiting, thank you. We do a lot of moto vlogs and camera reviews and tests around here. And I'm John. I'm your host for this show. Yes, the hostess with the mostest, that is me. My bona fides for this subject are, I own 4 of them. And I apologize if there's a little wind noise. Not only has it been a wet and wild and busy spring, you can see the wind right there, but it's been so busy. Like I said, it's just, I don't have time to sit at my desk and record this video, so we're just gonna do it on the bike. Probably not the best format, but hey, if you stick around to the end, you might learn something. I know my stuff. You're about to know my stuff. That sounded weird. As usual, I got my coffee. Oh, forgot to release the pressure first. Boop. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. So like I said, I got 4 of these GoPros now, and I can't go into the other brands because I don't own them, and I don't talk about things I don't know about. So we're gonna stick to GoPros, and you've got quite the price discrepancy between the 4 cameras now. The cheapest is gonna be a Hero 8, but we're also gonna talk about the 9, the 10, and the Max, what their best uses are, in my opinion, as well as what I think their downfalls or weak points are. And of course we get another red light. Great. Yuck, I hate red lights. If you hate red lights, raise your hand. Now you look silly sitting on the toilet, raising your right hand.
I just can't stop laughing at it.
Ah, life is great, isn't it? Life is great. You know, if they pulled up, I could do a jump off without the bike trying to slide forward. Maybe we could do a jump off anyway. So, you know what? Let's do a jump off. Let's see if the bike will sit still. Hey, she sits still. All right. So, 2019 Street Glide Special. And the reason I get off is because that and that. So the windshield and the Batwing wings, they make a huge difference in vlogging audio quality by blocking some of that hateful wind noise that we don't like to have in our videos. All right, let's start with the Hero 8. The Hero 8 is obviously going to be the cheapest. It's the oldest. It is the least capable of our 4 cameras we're talking about today. But it holds a soft spot in my heart because it was the first one I ever bought. Well, that's not technically true. I have a Hero 3 somewhere. This is the first one I bought for actually moto vlogging, coming out on these rides with you. Yeah, we're having fun, right? But anyway, back on topic. The Hero 8 is great, right? It is dead nuts reliable. It has excellent battery life, but the stability is not that great. No forward-facing screen like you see on the Hero 9 here or on the Hero 10 there. And it doesn't have the higher resolutions and frame rates. It's not that advanced, but it works with GoPro's The Remote. So for anybody on a budget, I would say just grab a Hero 8 and go do your thing. Figure out if you like it and are willing to invest even more money into this hobby of ours. And that's basically the Hero 8. Moving up, we'll move to the Hero 9. Now the Hero 9 had a lot of teething issues. I returned one because of those issues. It was horrendous. And to this day, the latest firmware upgrade may have fixed it, but the prior one added a dual exposure problem where the left and right half of the screen is different exposures. So one's got a shadow and one doesn't, that sort of thing. Not the greatest when you're trying to vlog full screen, you know? But it introduced a little bit higher frame rates and resolutions and hyper smooth 3.0, so it's got a little better stability, which is good and bad for a vlogger. Some people like to show all their head shakes. They like to show all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I want the footage to be very stable. I have a number of friends that watch my stuff and they're like, yeah, I can't watch those guys where it just moves around all the time. And I get it. Different strokes, different folks. Woo. It is breezy today, folks. I'll tell you what. 15-mile-an-hour winds, gusts to 25. Do you ever wake up and just say, F it, I'm gonna ride today? I don't care what the weather's like. I don't care what's going on. I'm riding. Today I'm going to work. But I woke up this morning, I was like, you know what? I don't care what happens later. I am riding. It's gonna be a high of 79, sunny as you can see. It's great weather for a bike, except for the wind. This bike acts like a sail with the tour pack on the back. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it just fine. I'm a seasoned professional. Yeah, seasoned means lots of salt. I'm salty. Hey, I like to mix a little humor into my videos. You're going to be informed and entertained on this one. Ha! Breaking the mold or breaking the law, something like that. Anyway, the Hero 9 had a lot of issues. The battery life wasn't quite as good as the 8, but still reasonable, and the stability was better. So you got a little better functionality out of it, and I dig that, right? So it also works with the remote. So we like the Hero 9, but I don't trust it because of the issues I had with the first one and the dual exposure I still have with this one. So it's bearing cam. That's what it's for. You stay over there. That's your camera, Hero 9. Then we move up to the Hero 10, and we'll get back to the Max in a minute. It's a whole different ball of wax. Hey, wax Max, I get it, it rhymes. Beat the light, beat the light. Woo. That's one of those lights where when you see the left turn signal, you know you got like 5 seconds to make the light. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting there a while. Hey, look, we beat that one too. Oh, bumpy, bumpy bus ride. Do-do-do-do-do. So, the Hero 10, the current top dog in the GoPro catalog. It is a beast. It does everything. It slices, it dices, it juliennes. It does not julienne. These claims are not verified by the FDA or the EPA or anybody else. And did my camera move again? Hold on. See, front-facing screen, I can tell you. That's better. Now I'm centered in frame again. And that is what I love about the Hero 9 and 10. That front-facing screen makes my life so much easier to bring better content for you. And I realize that's a little bit of a loaded statement because, anyway, moving on. The Hero 10. It is a wonder machine. New processor, same batteries as the 9, but I was wrong in my prediction video for the Hero 10. It does not net you better battery life. It just doesn't. So whereas I'll finish up a recording and have, say 50% battery life. Woo. Can't let the slowpoke slow you down, right? So anyway, there I was minding my own business when the Hero 10 doesn't give you any better battery life. I was wrong. It's actually a little bit worse. So the damn thing gets about 15 minutes less record time than the Hero 9. But the 10 so it's not perfect, right? Nothing ever is. Mass-produced electronics, nothing's perfect. It is what it is. You just kind of got to deal with it and roll on, right? And that's what I do. I pick the best tool for the job. For my helmet, that's the 10. Because it is reliable, it does record properly. Is it recording right now? Yes. Okay, the little red light tells me they're both recording. So I'm a huge fan of that. And the 10 has been very reliable. It had a couple issues, but I am pretty safe in saying that I had fixed it with a factory reset. So my last video where I went through and said, hey, this is what I tried to fix the issue with, it works, it does. This is test number 10 or 11, and the factory reset has worked. And you know what? We're gonna pick this up after work. It's after work and it's windier now than it was this morning. But I am going to shock, awe, amaze, and surprise you with my ability to continue where I left off many hours ago. But before I do, I like to share my oopsie moments. So here's one of those. I forgot to check the battery power level on my Hero 10 this morning. So when I left work, I checked, it was at like 42%. And I panicked, and I remembered, hey, I've got a bag of batteries. So I grabbed them. They were all at 17%. I was like, oh, crap. So in a stroke of brilliance, I swapped batteries. So if at some point you don't see me anymore, you just see this view, well, then you know what happened. The 9 ran out of juice. But I trust the 10 so much more than I trust the 9 that it wasn't worth trying to swap cameras. I just swapped batteries. Concert hall! Nice! I love it. So anyway, I was talking about the Hero 10, and that's a big benefit for the 10, is that even with the couple of little teething issues it's had, they standardized on the batteries. So the 9 and 10 share a battery, which is awesome in just a scenario as today. Am I right? I'm right. Let's move on. But before we move on, I want to mention that because of the low battery life on the 9, I went ahead, connected the cameras to the remote, turned them on and all that, and then went back and turned them off using the remote. And then I came and rode out here, and now that I'm out here, I just hit the button and turned them back on. So I can maximize my recording potential to get the best roads to record on and not have a ton of extra footage. And I love it. I know. I keep talking about the remote. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Don't DMCA me. So anyway, we're on Beaver Dam Road again. And the one camera that I haven't talked about is the Max. And that's because it is the biggest camera, physically and figuratively. And what do we got going on at the bottom of this hill? It looks like some debris in the road, some debris, if you will. Oh yeah. Tree came down, look at that. We had a hell of a rainstorm last night. A couple of them, 2, 3. But anyway, the Max, it is probably one of the most expensive, and it's gonna be the most time consuming. It's words, John, words. And I see that they have not cleared up this gravel patch. It continues to get worse. Lovely. So with the Max, you gotta edit your footage, you gotta reframe it rather, in the GoPro Player app or in your video editing software. For me, that's Resolve. I already did a tutorial on that, so I won't go into it here, but it can be quite time consuming. So it's something to keep in mind. Plus the files are humongous. By the way, the 9 and the 10, I have not seen an appreciable battery life recording time difference between 1080 and 2.7K resolutions. So I'm running in 2.7. I like the extra detail I get. But anyway, back to the Max, to the Max. Turn that sun gun up to 11. The Max is fun. If you mount it with 2 mounting attachment points, you're pretty solid. Otherwise, you have accidents like I do. But it gives you all the angles. And that's pretty cool. But it is expensive, and it does have a learning curve. It is not just a point and shoot. It is a mount, shoot, and then go point later when you're reframing it. So in the generalist sense of the word, which is the best? And I, after, easily 500 hours of recording, I have some thoughts on this one as to what is the best vlogging camera, action camera, because there's lots of vlogging cameras. Go, 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 people, go. Come up to a stop and then go. The best action camera is the one you can afford. And for a lot of people, that's an 8 or a 3 or something. But if you're going for feature set and everything else, get a 9 or a 10. But really, I find that the 10 is more reliable than the 9. So I recommend it over the 9. It does work best with the remote. The 9 will disconnect from the remote occasionally, even while I'm recording. I don't know what I was doing there. I was resting my hand on the throttle weird. But yeah, come on, put your phone down. There you go. That's right. But the 10 just works better. All around works better, even if the battery life isn't so great. That's why they came out with the Enduro batteries, which I have not bought yet, but I will try them out next time I order batteries. But really, the 10 is probably the best given all the features, but it's gonna be one of the most expensive. If you're looking for a second camera, buy an 8 or a 9. If you have a pairing mounted camera like I do, now I can tell you I'm in frame properly. That is awesome. I mentioned it earlier, but that is awesome. If you just need a cheap second camera, get an 8, by all means. Just know that they have 2 different batteries, so you're gonna be stuck with different batteries for different cameras, which may or may not work well for your recording style. And that's what it all comes down to, is what are you recording and how are you recording and what's your style? because after almost 2 years of doing this, I've come up with what my style is, and I have changed the way I record to make it easier for me to edit. And that is the name of the game, being able to pump out these great videos day in and day out, twice a week, whatever it is. That's the name of my game. No shame in that game. But also, you know, if you want a second camera, if you don't want to mess around with the 360, the Max will do hero mode, supposedly. It's one thing I've never done with it, is run it in hero mode. As far as I know, it only records in 1080 resolution, which is not very good. It's okay, but it's not 2.7, 4K, or any of that other stuff. Also, if you're gonna record with the Max, and I don't know if I mentioned it in another video or not, but you should definitely be rendering your videos in 4K if you're reframing them in Resolve or the other editors. If you're using a video editor that has any sort of native reframing in it, I find that the video quality, when rendered at 1080, even though it's supposed to scale down, you'll lose a lot of detail, and that's just no good for anybody. Had I to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have bought a drone, but I would have bought the Hero Max as my second camera. And then I'd probably not have a 9, but I'd have a 10. It's definitely the bee's knees for me. Once I got the issues figured out, that's, you know, it really bugs the crap out of me that these camera makers, I was gonna say these people, but these camera makers come out with all this newfangled tech, and it seems to get less and less reliable as you go on. It doesn't last as long. But anyway, before I start rambling, those are my thoughts on the last 4 generations of GoPro, and I don't know why I had a high voice there. But those are my thoughts on the last 4 generations of GoPro, 10, 8, 9, and the Max, just wherever you can, if you can afford one. They're a lot of fun to play with. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, boop the like button. If you thought me being able to, hey, I smell gas. Ruh-roh. I hope it's not me. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you thought it was pretty cool that I was actually able to remember where I was several hours later, boop the old like button for me, all right? And until next time, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to check on a neighbor, check on a friend. Everybody needs help now and again. And your old buddy John is no different. I'm a big proponent of being nice to everybody. So with that, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Behold, there goes pride.